Is this thing on?
Look, there's been something happening. There's been tremors, there's something going on. And it's been 13 years since these tremors have started. And I think I know what it is. Something's...
It's hard to believe that it's been 14 years since 2008. The LEGO creative think tank had just sunset their efforts with Renewing Mars Mission and Exoforce for a fourth wave. Both themes weren't much appreciated until long after they had retired. The internet was a different place back then though. So while today we might hear about new LEGO product campaigns through influencers, LEGO social media sites, and through crowdsourced efforts, none of these options were possible ways for LEGO to promote their products. They were very limited to a very few select tools to mobilize consumers to get interested in new products. LEGO and many other toy companies were yet to figure out a way to viralize their toys. Marketing products today is much different from what it was in the 90s all the way through the late 2000s. We have it much differently today thanks to the rise of social media and the growing need for toy brands to adapt to the shift. It wasn't until December of 2008 that a series of found footage style videos began to crop up on the LEGO website. All of them were brief videos taking place in different settings, and they featured a news anchor named Brick O'Neill. The latter ones were called Day in the Life of a Rock Monster, which were slapstick humor style videos that didn't really rely on any dialogue. Both of the series of videos were typical of what you'd find amateur YouTubers posting in 2009. If you've ever seen the trailers before actually watching this video, you probably understand what I mean when I say the clips look like they're straight out of classic YouTube. These videos were actually hosted on the LEGO website. Each video featured an outro promoting to a now defunct website titled monstercmonsterdo.com, which would redirect to lego.com/powerminers. Also, unfortunately, is only accessible in a web archive on the Wayback Machine. Luckily, we have the complete series available to us thanks to the Wayback Machine and a few inactive ancient YouTube users.
Huh? Lego Power Miners. Oh yeah, those sets are sweet. Huh? Go time! Hi there, it's Brick O'Neill reporting in from LEGO Systems Incorporated, where there have been recent sightings of the mysterious rock monster.
In the first episode, Brick O'Neill hears word of rock monster sightings in the area. Although it's unclear where O'Neill is referring to, the vagueness adds to the immersion of the found footage format.
Now earlier this week, 2 skateboarders actually documented a run-in with these mysterious beings. Let's check that clip out.
Yeah, go! Whoa, what the heck's that? Let's get out of here!
A clip then plays of a skater in a skate park, filmed with a camcorder overlay. Initially, the camera follows the skater, but suddenly a loud bellowing roar is heard off camera. This marks the first sighting of a red rock monster, later found to be named Meltrox. The skaters can be seen fleeing in a panic, and the clip cuts to static before cutting back to O'Neill.
Sheesh, that was some scary stuff. That was some nice skateboarding though. I used to skateboard back in the day, you should have seen it. Anywho, we'll continue to cover the recent activity here at LEGO and bring you the latest in the rock monster coverage. This is Brick O'Neill, signing off, Local News 4.
O'Neill remarks that he used to be a skater when he was younger and that he was pretty good at it. The video closes out with the MSMD watermark with a red color accent to symbolize Meltrox. This encounter is the first of 3 that O'Neill reports on, and is pretty important because it sets the tone for the beginning of the ARG. I'd also like to mention that yes, most if not all of the Brick O'Neill Local News 4 videos were all filmed in LEGO's old corporate headquarters in Enfield, Connecticut. The building behind O'Neill is the main entrance to LEGO's now defunct Enfield office.
Hello folks, Brick O'Neill here with Local News 4. Further evidence has been discovered that the rock monsters are in fact real, and by the look of things, they appear to be doing quite well here above ground.
Our titular reporter, Brick O'Neill, is back to cover his new findings on a sighting of rock monster droppings. In this episode, O'Neill mentions two very important details.
The power monitors have discovered actual rock droppings left by the monsters, and these right here appear to be fresh. Here's one thing I can tell you, even though they're rock, they do smell quite bad.
One, that they were able to find physical evidence of rock monsters existing, as the monster's excrement is physical proof that they've made their way to the surface.
We at Local News 4 have yet to actually document the rock monsters ourselves, but as always, stay tuned for more rock monster updates. This is Brick O'Neill, signing off, Local News 4.
They were able to unknowingly document proof of a rock monster towards the end of the segment. And although O'Neill would claim that they were unable to capture video of a rock monster themselves, Glaciator, a blue rock monster, made a brief appearance on camera before scurrying away. The MSMD logo would appear in blue this time to complement the color of Glaciator. It appears that the location of this video would be just in front of LEGO's infield office, right at the turn. If you look closely at the beginning of the clip, there is the yellow brick peeking out on the other side of the tree lining, and a power line can be seen between the blue and yellow bricks. Google Maps would show this same exact power line, confirming where I suspected this video to have been filmed.
Brick O'Neill here with Local News 4. This just in, rock monsters have been spotted. Look! Oh, get out of here!
O'Neill is shown urgently delivering the news that he has finally spotted a rock monster, but before he can finish addressing the audience, Glaciator suddenly jumps out at him with a loud roar. The intense heat emitting from the monster is likely the cause of the video's corruption, but as the camera distorts, we can briefly see an orange Honda Element parked with its windows and doors open. The camera then drops to the ground, and O'Neill can be seen fleeing from Glaciator's pursuit.
During the encounter, I was absolutely petrified. Wasn't everybody? I thought they were coming to eat me, but it turned out to be the complete opposite. They wanted to be friends, live like we do here above ground. So I decided to make up for all the mistakes I made on the news, I took them to my racquetball court for some friendly competition.
Rock Monster Racquetball was the fourth and final installment of the Brick O'Neill videos. This short video would open up with a mock-style interview with O'Neill sitting in front of a gym locker as he begins to talk about his past experiences with the rock monsters. He recalls his experience and believes he was a little too harsh on them by claiming that they were a threat to our world.
Given their size, I was preparing for battle. But once we got in there, it wasn't like anything I expected. To be honest with you, these rock monsters aren't exactly the most physically fit, and their hand-eye coordination is absolutely awful. But I think with a little bit of practice and some hard work, they might be okay in the future.
As it turns out, the rock monsters are very friendly beings according to O'Neill. He states that the monsters aren't very athletic, can't fit through doorways, and have horrible hand-eye coordination, but he still wanted to challenge one of them to a game of racquetball.
So I tried to teach him how to serve, perhaps return the ball, but once he connected, game over.
O'Neill would wrap up his interview, leaving us with his plans to teach the rock monster how to play various sports and live like humans do above ground. The final shot closes with O'Neill saying the phrase,
"It's like monsters see, monster do."
I'm going to be grouping up the videos trampoline fun, playground fun, snowboarding, and motocross together because there really isn't much to transcribe. They're very basic storylines and don't really feature any dialogue at all. The common theme throughout all of them is rock monsters learning daily human life by playing sports and other activities that humans participate in, but it's worth mentioning some minor details at least. I was able to figure out that the clip Playground Fun actually originated in a park named Connors Place, which is located roughly 10 miles away from LEGO's office. However, it's closer to Somers, Connecticut. The playground is exactly at 45 Field Road and was completed in 2007. So it's very likely that this was chosen as a filming location because of how new the park was. Keep in mind that it's likely that these videos were filmed prior to 2009 in order to be ready for the announcement of the theme. That would mean that these clips had to have been filmed from the summer of 2008 up until the beginning of winter that same year. The skate park featured in Rock Monster Sightings is at 62 to 176 Taylor Road, Enfield, Connecticut. This is where we spotted Meltrox for the first time. The last filming location I could find was in Trampoline Fun. While I do know the location of where this was filmed just by searching through Google Maps around Enfield, I don't think it's the best idea to draw attention to the home, as it is a private residence, and it's also very likely that they would have a problem with somebody posting a YouTube video about a LEGO theme that retired 10 years ago. The Monster C, Monster Do series, after all, should be treated more like a form of supplementary content. The theme didn't really have a rigid storyline, as unlike other themes that LEGO would have to keep up with, the Power Miner story wasn't defined a whole lot, so it left some room open for interpretation. Although, as we venture into part 2 of this series, you'll start to understand that Monster C, Monster Do wasn't necessarily a joint effort between the main headquarters of LEGO in Denmark, and according to my source, who is someone that was involved in some way with the production of LEGO Power Miners, had provided some insight on LEGO's marketing strategy. Things back then were a lot more independent than they are today. Now we have global strategies. Back then, it was all a lot more up to each marketing area and how they would promote themes, and the Enfield office had a lot of ideas. Power Miners was a revolutionary product line that introduced innovative concepts and formats to the LEGO fandom. It successfully captured the essence of internet humor at the time and incorporated it into the theme's debut format. The theme's popularity was driven by its unique marketing strategy, which was often a better attempt than to what LEGO's launches for new themes often look like today, and that's probably thanks to the less rigid nature of LEGO's marketing strategy in the late 2000s.